Hello everyone, this is Stephanie Shootman here with Restorative Touch Kinesiology and Coaching, where we take the guesswork out of your supplementation, your health and wellness goals. And so here I am with Michaela, and I'm going to talk to you about low back pain. So I have a lot of people who come to me with low back pain, and I do a little bit of cranial sacral type work. And here Michaela has what we call a pelvic category 1, and so her pelvis is a little twisted. So it's not even like it's supposed to be. So I'm going to show you how I would assess this and then how I would fix it. So I'm first going to check here for Michaela a working muscle here just to make sure it's working now. Get it relax for a second. Put both hands back here, Michaela, one on each side. Just like that, a little bit further in. Okay. And I'm going to test this muscle here. So it's nice and strong. She's not budging. All right. We're going to put both hands over top of each other. Okay. Hold again. All right. There it goes weak. Let's try it on this side just to confirm. And it's not budging. So we know that her involved issue is on this side of her pelvis. So before I check that, I'm going to just kind of confirm. I always want to make sure. Yeah, her body does not like that. So it likes this. I'm going to check a couple of muscles here because there's always muscles involved. So that's how I'm different than, let's say, a chiropractor. I love chiropractors. I have one that I go to faithfully. But what I do is restore the energy to the muscles. Because if the muscles aren't functioning correctly, that's why everything falls apart. And there's various reasons why the muscles don't function correctly. And so I'm going to show you here. So let's just test. This is called the piriformis muscle. I'm going to test that here. Okay, ready? And hold that there. Don't let me pull toward you. Very weak. She can't not hold that. This side, hold this here. Don't let me push forward. Very strong. She has no problem with that one. Now I'm going to see why there's an issue with this one. Okay, hold. Now I'm going to ask some questions. Instead of using her muscle, I'm just going to use mine. And this is how I do remote sessions. But right now I'm just tapped into her. And this is a weak muscle, which is in representation of this muscle that I just tested on her. And I'm going to ask, is there a structural thing we need to assess? Neurolymphatics, any other structural? No. Is there anything nutritional? Is there anything emotional? Yes. Would emotion code help? Any other emotional techniques? How about energy, chakra work, figure eights? Figure 8 over the muscle area. Any other energy techniques? No. So we're going to do a couple of things to try to fix this muscle here after I do some the pelvic adjustment. Also, I'm going to check another one back here. I'm going to have you put your arm behind your back. Look up over the shoulder. So arch yourself up. Hold that there, don't let me push. So I'm testing a back muscle, very big in back pain. Hold that there, don't let me push down. And that one just gives. So I'm going to retest that one and we're going to see what it wants. So hold again. Okay. So I'm just testing for her now, just at ease. This makes things faster usually. Anything structurally, anything nutritionally, anything emotionally, anything electrically. So emotions come up again, emotion code, any other emotional techniques. I find this a lot because emotion is emotion, energy and motion. And all it is where you have generated this energy and it's lodged in you. It doesn't escape. And so what I've got to do is find it and then bring it to the conscious mind and then release that. And once that's gone, then function will return to whatever it is that I released this emotion from. So first we're going to go back now and I'm going to actually do some blocking for her. Okay, so I'm going to put this one here. Okay. And this one here. All right, it's going to be on your hip bone there. Is that okay? Make sure it's comfortable. Okay, just checking that there. Now I'm just applying some correction here to this pelvic muscle, trying to get its twist back the way its direction is supposed to be. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to apply some, now we're going to start doing some muscle corrections. So I'm going to do some work to what's called neurolymphatics. This is like a energy switch. I refer to it as like a circuit breaker. And oftentimes these get blown. And they can be blown from your thoughts, emotions, from the foods you eat, from your environment and the toxicity that it comes in contact with. Just any of those things can actually blow this. Is that tender in there at all?
Yeah.
This one especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got some work to do there. You can feel a difference. I'm going to have you work on the pubic bone, especially this side. It probably is tender somewhere. So you're going to work on that. So neurolymphatic points, there are various ones all over the body, and they're for different organs, different muscles. And then what you're doing is just like flipping the switch back on. And if it's very tender, it means there's been a block there for a long time. And so you may have to continue to work on that. So a lot of my clients, I give them homework and they have to go home and continue to do the neurolymphatic work. Okay, so then she also come up with emotions. I'm going to have you open this here. My emotion list is on my phone. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this muscle here. It was wanting some emotional work. So I'm going to find out what those emotions are and release those. So I just have a chart that I use, and I go by columns. So as in column A, column B, odd, 1, 3, 5. I don't think we're going to do terror, doing anything else. Is this inherited? This is actually an inherited emotion from her, through me. I'm her mother. 3 generations back, though, is where it started. I don't need to know anything else. This is like clearing using magnets. Your hand's a magnet, or you can actually use a magnet to pull it out. My intention is usually so much, so I don't even have to use magnets anymore. Okay, any others? Conflict. This is an emotion of hers generated at 20 years old. I don't need to know anything else. Are there any others? Fear. Are there any more? That's all. And then she also needed some energy work to this muscle. So I'm going to now check. So we are energy beings, and and there's energy all around us and flowing through us. We have rivers of energy. And so what I'm doing here is applying an energy correction, not only to the field around her, but also into a deep energy. So this is actually working on that muscle that we actually tested. The tool that I'm using is a 0-point energy wand. It's been infused with 0-point energy. And as I use it on the body, it applies and actually adds energy to the body. It's one of the many tools I use. I'm actually going to do a video on all the tools I use, and I'm getting ready to add another tool to my toolbox that is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and it's going to be affordable for other people so they can even get it for themselves. Okay, this muscle was weak before. Let's just see what it is. Okay, ready, Michaela? And hold that there. Drastic difference in strength. That was a big difference. Okay, now for this one back here, it was emotional work was the main thing that it wanted. So I'm going to work on the sacrospinalis now and see if there's any emotions to clear. Okay, this is an inherited motion of fear. Peeved. Another inherited emotion. So we inherit these. They're just literally genetically passed down to us, energetically passed down. And so you don't want your parents and grandparents and so on's crap. So you want to get that stuff out of you. And you often, if you inherit their emotions, then you typically generate those same kind of emotions as well. Any hidden ones? 8, 1, 3, 5. With my fingers, I'm literally muscle testing. That's what I'm doing. I find that that's an easy muscle for me to use. Strong is a yes. Weak is no. And so if I'm getting the correct answer, because your body's a lie detector, so if I'm getting the correct answer, I'll get a strong. If it's not true, I'll get a weaker muscle. So, okay. That's all on that one. So let's retest this one. It was this one over here. Arch back like this. Look over your shoulder. Hold that there. Don't let me push. And I am pushing. I'm laying on her. Big difference in just releasing the emotion. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's go back. Let's recheck this. Let's see how this is testing here. Take the pressure right hand. Yes. Big difference there. Okay. Okay, so that's just one of the techniques that I do for low back pain. So there were several corrections I did there, energy, emotion, even structural type stuff. For her, we didn't have to get into the nutritional aspects. But that's how I can bring like your pelvis back into balance, and how I work with the muscles in order to hold that in balance. Oh, there's one more thing. So with this correction, there are cranials that need to be checked. So I'm going to have you flip over. You may not be able to see me so much when I do the correction, but I will show you how to do the correction. So I'm going to touch various places around her hand. Can you scoot down just a little bit? There we go. I'm going to touch various places to see if she has cranials that are misaligned. Here. Okay, so your occiput is out. With your tongue sticking out, go to the right. Go to the left. Okay. Right back here. Just relax. Okay, I want you to bring your feet up and breathe in when I push on your head. Okay. So relax your feet though. You're gonna bring them in when I have you breathe. Okay, in. In and out. And in. In and out. And all I'm doing is applying a gentle pressure to her occiput, which is a bone in the back of her head. In and out. All right, that's good. Good. So, now we've got all the pieces back together, and we'll, hope that her back holds there. She can continue doing the neurolymphatic work, because that will keep the energy flowing, and that will help the muscles function. So thank you guys for joining me.